Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have set number 21314. This is the LEGO Ideas Tron Legacy, containing 230 pieces and retailing for $34.99. This was released in 2018. It was the first idea set of the year, I think. And it did seem a little bit overpriced to me at at retail price. I did buy it at retail price in order to get the Marvel Bricktober set, but the box art is kind of cool. It's a cool looking box, but it is very small. I think it's the same size as Woman of NASA, if not smaller than Woman of NASA. So, just to give you an idea. Since these ideas, the box is the cool style that opens like this, which that's always nice. And the instruction booklet does have, at the very beginning, a little bit of information about the fan designers, which are actually BrickByBrick UK. You can find them on YouTube. They do some cool builds and stuff, and this was one of the builds they did, and they just submitted it to ideas, and it actually got 10,000 supporters, and eventually they made it into a set. And then here's a blurb about the LEGO designers who turned it into an actual set, and then there's a little bit of stuff about Tron and the characters included. And these are the three figures that are included in the set, and then it just repeats all the information in Spanish, and then eventually we'll just get into the regular instructions. And here we have the full build. To complete, there's also one other figure that doesn't really have a place on the main build, but it's still a good inclusion. And there is one thing that kind of jumps out at you, which is the colors. The colors here are really cool. I think that they're very Tron-like. I haven't seen Tron Legacy, so I can't speak 100% for the accuracy of the builds and characters, but I have seen enough of just Tron stuff everywhere to where I can say that these do look they do look Tron-like. So that's a good thing right off the bat. The reason I bought these mainly was because there's going to be a Tron roller coaster in Disney World shortly, in several years. But that's why I felt like I had to get these ones. And the build for the individual bikes, they're exactly the same, just with slightly different colors. They look pretty good. I think I like the solution here that they came up with. It allows the wheels to actually rotate. They don't they'll sort of spin, but it doesn't really work, especially on hard surfaces. And they have very low traction because they are just built with rounded plates. I like these the disc pieces that are printed. However, they aren't always printed super centered, so sometimes the rings, if you do spin it, will go all weird. However, that doesn't bother me as much as it could, because these wheels aren't really designed, they're designed to be able to spin if you want them to, but they aren't really designed to be something that, when you push it along, they'll just spin. So I can kind of forgive the off-centeredness, which is just a quality issue, and there's, that they should fix it. They have the same problems with R2-D2s, but, it's kind of just the same thing. They do have the control sticks that the figures can actually hold on to, and you can see their legs in there, and you can kind of bend the legs to make them fit a little bit better in there, but for the most part, they'll just be kind of standing in there like that. And it's pretty much what it is. I like how they've used these banner pieces to create kind of the streak left when the bike is moving. If you've seen anything Tron, then you know what I mean. And then Rinsler's bike is pretty much exactly the same, except with the blues switched for oranges. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking still. I like how this one, the banner behind it is more of a neon color. With Flynn's bike, it's just trans blue. That one's like the trans fluorescent neon blue. Yeah, it's cool. And this one, same thing. The dishes are also exclusive, and yeah, I don't know. The bikes are built exactly the same way too, but it's still interesting to build. Like, it doesn't get boring at all, which is interesting. And the base that the two bikes can be stood on can also just be used to display the figures in battle. And, you know, it is just a little section of the grid. It looks good. I like it quite a bit, actually. And you can reconfigure it to, you know, just be a square if you wanted to. I think it looks, you know, better when it's, you know, the different shape that it was, but, you know, it is very, very easy to do that. So, you know, just an option for anyone who wants the option to switch them. Yeah, there we go. And it's very, very easy to switch back and forth, as you just saw. You know, you just have to move one piece, really. But yeah, it's cool looking, and you can just stick the bikes on. You can put them in any positions. You could have Rinsler or Sam winning. You know, it line up pretty dynamically, and it creates a very cool looking display, I think. First up, we have Sam Flynn, and he's all kitted up in his Tron suit or whatever. I don't know, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know exactly how to explain it, but the detailing on this figure is really, really good. It got arm printing on both arms, and it's good arm printing. This helmet piece, this is one of the astronaut Space City helmet glass pieces, and it's done in blue. Relatively uncommon, only appearing in a junior set on Mr. Freeze and in some Friends set. And the face print is exclusive and brand new for Sam here. The leg printing and torso printing is cool and exclusive to this figure specifically. And on his back, he does have one of the identity discs, as well as you can see an alternate facial expression for him. And if we remove that identity disc, you can see it's also kind of printed on the back of his torso. Not exactly, and it is attached over the head with one of these bracket pieces. The same is true for Quora, or I think that's how you pronounce it, right? The other figure. And they do also include a hairpiece for him. And this hairpiece actually does look like his hair in the movie. And this facial expression particularly for him, based on what they show in the instruction manual, because again I haven't seen the movie, it does look accurate to the actor on screen. And you can put the identity discs in their hands so they can use them as weapons. And next we have Quora, who does have two katanas here, which, you know, just a standard Ninjago piece. And the torso print and leg print on her is again really good. The arm print is really good, and the skin tone on the arm printing here is nearly perfect. Like, it does not look the slightest bit off black. They did a really, really good job on that. Again, I have to point that out because, you know, sometimes they just don't. And the other arm, you know, similar printing, does have a little bit of silver there on the top of, like, on the exposed part of her arm. And she also has an identity disc. It is printed the same as Sam Flynn's. I don't know if all their discs are supposed to be different, but I don't know if they're supposed to look different because they carry their identity on them or something. I don't know. I don't know how Tron works. I should probably watch the movie. And she does have an alternate expression, and you know, her face is also brand new and exclusive to this set. And if we remove that disc and the piece that holds it on, then you can see the back printing on her torso, where again I think that circle in the center is supposed to represent where her disc goes or something. And there we go. Yeah, good figure all around again. And really good level of detail throughout. Also, it does the printing does line up between the torso and legs pretty well. And this last figure here, Rinsler, looks really, really cool. I like the use of the Iron Man helmet from the Mighty Micro set originally that is designed to look like the comic book Iron Man helmet. And they've since used it for a bunch of other things, like Vulture's helmet, I think, Wasp's helmet, and that bad-looking set with Wasp, or like the bad-looking Wasp minifigure. He doesn't have arm printing, which is a little bit of a shame, but the orange on the torso looks really, really cool, and the printing on the helmet is awesome. The face underneath is a standard, just Star Wars generic trooper face. Probably appeared in Superheroes or something at some point. And he does have a different method of attaching his identity disc, so he can actually get two. Because I think, according to the summary in the instruction manual, he does have two identities, I guess. So he has two discs. He's the only one with two discs. So I guess it's good that they gave him two discs. And there's the back printing on his torso. Again, looks really cool. I don't know anything about this figure. Like, I don't know anything about the character it represents. But it is a cool looking minifigure, even with the lower amount of detail, like no arm printing, than the other two figures in the set. It's cool. And you can also remove the identity discs and use them as weapons for him as well. Overall, I was actually really impressed with the set. I was not expecting to feel as good about it as I do. I was expecting to, think it was overpriced and not worth the $35. But honestly, having this in person, yeah, it's small, definitely. But it was a fun build, and the figures are really detailed. So if you break it down, the three figures are all pretty detailed, especially if you include their identity discs. I would consider them to be worthy of 3/4 of a Bricktober pack, which, that puts $15 of value in the figures alone. Each of the bikes, easily worth $5, and they're, honestly, I could see a little bit more than $5 for each of the bikes. They're definitely bigger than polybags. And the base, and, I could give the base $5, being a little bit generous there. But, 15 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, that gets you to nice $30, which this is $35. I mean, with 230 pieces on paper, it doesn't look like a good value. I don't think it's an excellent value, but I don't think it's unreasonable. And I was not expecting to come to that conclusion, but I did, so, I feel like this set, a lot of people consider it to be overpriced. I don't think it's underpriced, but I don't know. I feel like $35. If it is overpriced, it's only like $5 overpriced. So, it looks really cool. It's a nice, dynamic looking display, and the base really brings it all together. If it was just the two bikes, and it was $30, like say we subtract the $5 value of the base, or if it was $25 and just the two bikes, this is where we're going here, then I feel like I would have a harder time accepting it, but it just creates a cool looking display model with some good figures. I don't think that the value is that bad. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Is this set ridiculously overpriced? Should I have waited for it to go on sale? I know I could have bought it from Amazon for $28. And at $28, I think easily 100% worth it. But, I did want to get the Marvel October set, so that did factor into my decision for paying $35 for it. And, doing that 100% was worth it. But I'm not uncomfortable having paid full price for the set. And, I don't know, I feel like if you guys want it, like if it's something that looks cool to you, I would still recommend picking up the set, even if it never went below full price. I think there are some sets that you want, and you just have to have them. And for me, this was one of those. So, hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.